What if the thing keeping you alive was also the thing making you invisible? That's the brutal truth hiding inside A Quiet Place, Day 1. This isn't just another alien invasion movie. It's about what happens when the world forces you into silence and you realize you've been silent your whole life. Sam isn't running from monsters. She's running from the fact that she stopped living a long time ago. And Day 1 is the day she finally decides what matters. Before the invasion, Sam was already dying. Terminal cancer, hospice care. A life that had quietly shrunk down to routines, medication, and waiting. She wasn't living. She was just not dead yet. And that's the thing about terminal illness that nobody talks about. It doesn't just take your future. It takes your present. Because once you know the ending, it's hard to care about the middle. But then the aliens arrive. And suddenly, survival isn't guaranteed for anyone. The healthy, the strong, the prepared. Everyone is one sound away from death. And in that chaos, Sam realizes something devastating. She's been living like she was already dead. Not because of the cancer, because she gave up on the things that made her feel alive. The world didn't go silent on Day 1. Sam did, years ago. At first, Sam doesn't want to survive. She's already accepted her death. Why run from aliens when cancer is going to kill her anyway? Why fight for a few more weeks of pain? But then she meets Eric, a stranger, terrified, lost, clinging to her because she seems calm. And slowly something shifts. Not because Eric saves her, because she realizes she can still matter to someone. That's the thing about purpose. It doesn't always look like a grand mission. Sometimes it's just being the reason someone else doesn't give up. Eric doesn't need Sam to be strong. He needs her to be present, to not disappear, to prove that even in the worst moment imaginable, connection is still possible. And for the first time in years, Sam has a reason to stay. Not to survive, to be survived for. Here's where the movie gets devastating. Sam's dying wish isn't to escape the city. It's to get pizza from a specific place in Harlem. The place she used to go with her father before he died. And on the surface, that sounds ridiculous. Risk your life for pizza while aliens are hunting you, while the city is collapsing? But it's not about the pizza. It's about the last piece of her life that felt like love. The last memory that made her feel like she belonged to something bigger than fear and pain. And Eric understands. He doesn't argue. He doesn't try to talk her out of it. He just goes with her. Because he gets it. When you're dying, logic doesn't matter. Meaning does. And if pizza is the thing that connects her to the person she was before everything fell apart, then it's worth dying for. That's not irrational. That's human. The aliens hunt by sound. So the rule is simple. Stay quiet. Stay alive. But the movie asks a darker question. What's the point of staying alive if you can never make a sound again? No music, no laughter, no crying, no voice. You survive, but you stop being you. And that's the trade-off nobody talks about when they say, just survive. Because survival without identity isn't freedom. It's a different kind of death. Sam refuses that trade. She plays music. She makes noise. She risks everything just to feel like a person again. Not because she's reckless, because she understands something most people don't. If staying alive means erasing who you are, then you're not really alive. You're just breathing. By the end, Sam makes a choice. She's not going to escape. She's not going to fight for more time. She's going to give Eric a chance. And she's going to do it on her terms. That's the moment the movie stops being about aliens and starts being about agency. Because Sam spent her whole life being told what to do by doctors, by disease, by circumstances. But in her final hours, she takes control. She decides what matters. She decides who matters. She decides how her story ends. And that's not giving up. That's the opposite of giving up. Because the bravest thing you can do isn't always surviving. Sometimes it's choosing what you're willing to die for, and making sure that choice means something. A Quiet Place, Day 1, is terrifying. But the real horror isn't the aliens. It's the realization that most of us are already living in silence. Not because we have to, because we're afraid. Afraid to speak up. Afraid to take risks. Afraid to live loudly. And we tell ourselves it's safer that way. But Sam's story is a reminder. Safety without meaning is just slow erasure. And if you're going to go out making noise.